Happy opening day, Tigers fans. I got my Tiger gear on, and I will for sure be watching the game because I am a huge Tigers fan. So I hope you guys are too. If you're down in Detroit, I hope you're staying warm. At least the sun is out. So today being opening day for the Tigers, it did make me start to think about what I learned from playing sports throughout my life and high school and how I use what I learned as an athlete to succeed in my goals for my life and my career now. I think that sports teaches you to be consistent and practice, or at least, do what you need to do consistently. So in sports, you're practicing in the off season, you're practicing during the season, and you're never not practicing. There's not much of an off season when you're playing sports. So when it comes to my business as a health and fitness coach, and when it comes to my full-time job as a manager in email marketing, I need to constantly be practicing. I need to constantly be honing my craft, learning new things, and you can never just, take a break or take an off season. There isn't an off season in adult life, to be honest. You're constantly working, you're constantly learning. So I think as people who were in different clubs or athletics, as long as they're taking what they learned from that into their daily life, into their career, they're going to be successful. You always have to be practicing, you always have to be learning new skills, like I said, in order to be successful. So that is one of the ways that sports has helped me in my daily life. So also another thing about sports that really my coaches, and especially my dad, who coached me for basically my whole life, and was always working with me in and out of practice too, was to never give up. I think this is such a huge thing for you guys to know in today's day and age because people are so easily giving up. They give up on sports, they give up on school, they give up on their job or their passion or their side job or hobby that they want to turn into something. But as soon as things get tough, they stop, they quit. And what my dad and a lot of my coaches taught me was to never give up, to see it through. No matter if you're not doing well, no matter if you're struggling, you should never give up on something. You should see it to the end. And, if you realize at the end of it or, after a while that it's not something that is meant for you, that's different. But just throwing in the towel after a month, how do you expect to accomplish anything in life if you give up after a month? You know what I mean? You can't just expect success overnight. And I think that's something that a lot of times people think that's what you can achieve nowadays. And overnight success it's not true. I mean, most people that seem to be an overnight success were actually working on, their career, their passion for years. And then one thing after consistently working at it over time got them to where they are. So I talked about practicing and never having an off season, learning new things. I talked about never giving up. And then another thing about sports is talking about teamwork and working with others. I think that you can never be successful on your own. You need a team behind you. You need people who support you, and you need to help and support others too. You can't just do this as a selfish thing, as a alone. I'm on my own kind of thing. So I think that's another thing that sports taught me and teaches other people is working together with others, never being alone at this alone. So I think that there's a lot of different things with sports. Oh, I think too, in order to be the best athlete you can possibly be, you have to do this is my last tip. In order to be the best athlete, you had to do more than everybody else. You had to do more than the, typical athlete or the mediocre athlete. You had to work extra hours. As a pitcher, and one of the things that worked against me was my height. I'm only 5'2". I'm small. So people just didn't think I could be a pitcher. I could do well. So I had to take that, that negativity and work it towards my advantage and just work harder to prove people wrong. I had to prove to people that I could be as good of a pitcher as someone who was 5 inches taller than me. So what I did was I worked especially during the season and preparing up to the season, I was practicing my pitching every night, every weekend, taking extra pitching lessons, working after practice is done and everyone's left. I had to go above and beyond. I had to work harder than everybody else because that was the only way I was going to achieve my goals and be the best pitcher I could possibly be. So you have to do these things in your career to be better than mediocre, to be better than the other people on your team at your work. So I mean, it does take blood, sweat, and tears. Takes blood, sweat, and tears to be a great athlete, to be a great CEO of your own business, to be a great manager, to be a great, wife, mom, girlfriend, best friend. You have to do more than the average. So I hope that you guys found these tips helpful. I think these are things that I'm constantly reminding myself because I haven't been playing sports in 10 years. So it's something that's not as new and fresh in my mind. And I have to remember back to what helped me achieve my goals then and how it can help me today. So I hope you guys all have fun. Let's play ball. Go Tigers. See you later.